What should I post? That's a question I get from my clients sometimes, and I have some things to share with you on how to be peak creativity, how to know what to post, stuff about personal brand, stuff about feeling alive in this life, which you all deserve to feel. And so I'm just going to run through this because I have a lot of information I want to share with you, and I hope that you find this valuable. My name is Emily. I'm a mindset coach. Welcome back. Welcome if it's your first time. I'm also on Instagram at How I Live My Life. Same thing, but let's get into it. So, what should I post? What should I post? 2 tools to look at first. Number 1, come back to your personal brand. We'll dive into that. And then number 2, know how to amplify your creativity. And I'm super excited about that. And we'll also talk about how to amplify that feeling of aliveness, because I think they I know they go hand in hand. Let's get into it. So look at those things first before you think about discipline or execution or sitting at a computer. How do I come up with ideas? Nah. No need to do that first. Personal brand. Okay. I can't pause on this because I'm doing photo booth. I wish that I could. So, personal brand is becoming such a big thing. And whether or not you have intentionally built your personal brand, you have one. Whether that is just within your family, within your community, within your office, at work, everybody has a personal brand. The things that people think of when they think of you, the way that you're portraying yourself, the actions that you take, all of this becomes your personal brand. And people think of you when they think of, oh, that person watches dogs, so I'm going to tell whoever that they can reach out to you to watch their dog, or to be a babysitter. You could think about my personal brand as a babysitter when I was 11, 12, 13 years old, or if you're a travel agent. And there's so many examples though. Just that person is athletic or likes to eat healthy or travels a lot. And within a personal brand, you are very multifaceted. And part of this online world, social media, people are building personal brands for themselves and also for business. And it is this idea of bringing all of yourself to this online space. Because maybe before, if I was a mindset coach, I could come on and you wouldn't even see my face. I'd just say, here are some tips. This is what you do to get out of a negative headspace. This is what to do to craft your ideal life, blah, 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 blah. Versus you get to see who I am. You see me dancing. You see me doing lifting. You see me traveling. I'm sharing my experiences. You're getting to know me. You're getting to know who I am, my energy. You can feel it. So, yeah, instead of just straight up selling something or giving information, it's all of who you are, showing up authentically and sharing it. That doesn't mean you have to share every single part of your life or every single thought, but you are sharing more and showing the multi-dimensional person that you are. And personal brand allows us to have influence by being ourselves. It's a lot. Yeah, what comes to mind is the influence, because a lot of people have personal brands, and of course that influences like people knowing to go to you for certain things, or makes people more drawn to you if you're sharing certain parts of yourself, whatever. And so there's the part about influence, and then there's the part about being yourself. So part of being yourself is knowing who you are, if you want to be like more intentional about it, because I guess you don't have to think about this, but I think it really helps to know who you are and get to know your authentic self so that you can show up more fully as yourself. So my question to you, and feel free to pause this, is what moments in this last month did you feel the most like you? Write that down maybe. And then, is that something that you would or would not want to share online right now? Why or why not? So for me, I feel the most me when I'm dancing today. I just took a video of me dancing while I was eating toast because I was feeling so happy and loving. I've been dancing a lot these past few days. I've just been on that high vibe. And so I decided to capture one of those moments because I felt so me. So I wanted to capture it and then share it with the world. And again, I'm not doing this every single time. There's so many moments where I feel the most me and I'm not capturing it, but because if you know me, I'm pretty vulnerable and open online, and so I do typically share a lot of the moments that make me feel the most me. So for you, tell me yes or no. And usually if you would not share it, like I used to never even imagine sharing a video of me dancing online, but I loved when other people did it because I just thought, wow, they are so authentically them. I love how they're owning it. They seem so cool. I used to see that, but I wouldn't do it myself because of fear of judgment, all that kind of stuff. So, but we're not diving deep into that today, but just start thinking why you would not share that. Okay. All right, so that's on personal brand. And a quick little intro. Now let's talk about creativity and feeling good. So creativity and feeling good, alive, whatever, is like eating well and exercise. Let me tell you how. So in both, you do certain things that you might not think are going to make a big difference, but it does. So you're doing certain little habits. So drinking water when you wake up, for example, and going on a walk. Or for the creativity and feeling good, you could be meditating or taking yourself on a date. And it's these tiny changes over a period of time that make a big difference in your life. Again, we're talking about all of these with eating well, exercise, creativity, and feeling good. So think about this. If you go on vacation and you eat and drink a lot, you're eating too much, too many sweets, not enough vegetables, and at home you're used to eating mostly whole foods and only drinking water and electrolytes, you'll probably feel pretty shitty in a lot of ways at the end of that vacation. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that certain actions do impact you. And this can, okay, so eating really bad, let's say. I'm going to say bad, good, healthy, not, but, there's nuance, whatever. And I'm not saying this is bad, but if you are eating really bad on vacation or like in excess, a lot of sugar, whatever, and you don't typically do that, then you feel really bad, it can help you remember why most of the time you do eat mostly whole foods and don't eat after you're feeling full and don't eat when you're not hungry, that kind of stuff. So it helps you remember why you do certain things when you are home, okay? So insert literally anything with this kind of analogy. Same with sleep. So you're up spending time with loved ones, you're traveling, you're not getting as much sleep as usual. Maybe you go to a concert, you're seeing the stars, whatever. That's just such a good example, actually. Well, just to let you know that this is just to exemplify that it's not bad. You could be staying up because you're stargazing. That doesn't mean it's bad, but yeah, you might be a little bit more tired the next day, potentially. And if you are, that will remind you why most of the time you sleep during the night, starting at 9 or 10. So it's not bad, and there is a time and place that you would choose something off of this routine, and where you would choose the consequences. And I do think if you are choosing this, and I do want you to be intentional and choose and then fully accept the consequences. However, it reminds you why most of the time you want to do the things that you do most of the time. Do you follow? This is pretty basic, and you might be thinking, oh, that's simple, I know this, whatever. But if you're new or not new to psychology, mindset, personal growth, that kind of stuff, it's the thing. Communication theory too was like this. I studied communications in college, and it's like you think that this is obvious and you think that you should know this already, and maybe you already do, but to take the time to really think about it and then apply it to your life and remember it makes a difference. Okay, so but with healthy habits, when you don't do them because it's vacation, it reminds you why you have them in the first place, okay? And these tiny changes add up and they impact you, because just having a little piece of carrot cake at the end of dinner one day doesn't make a difference. But having carrot cake alone every morning, and that's the only thing that you eat before 11 with a big frappuccino, that's going to affect you over time. So, just like we can do this with healthy habits, with eating and exercise and sleep, let's take it to the next fucking level. If you want to live a life that is so vibrant, colorful, high vibe, where you feel alive, this can all be summed up with you just feel so alive and grateful, like everything is brighter and more colorful, you're noticing things, you're contagiously high vibe, positive, but not in a fake or a forced or an annoying way, in a genuine way where you are connected to your soul, you have meaning, purpose, and are actually in love with your life. If you want to live that, did you know that there are things that you can do that make you feel that way? And think about this stuff. I'm not saying you must meditate every morning. I love switching things up. I don't know. Yeah. Think of it as a menu. You have a menu of things that you could do. So generally eating healthy, sleeping well, or let's say exercise. As I get into examples, this doesn't mean, just like with exercise, that you would need to run 5 miles every single day. As you know, there are a million ways that you can move your body. It doesn't matter what, but let's get in tune with what actions affect you in what ways and what different categories do we want to hit. For example, there's, as you can tell, there's so many things I could say about all of this stuff. I'm going down rabbit holes, but on different tangents. But as an example, with one of the things is silence or meditation, okay? So that could mean you wake up and you do a Calm app meditation or Headspace guided or a free one on YouTube. That could mean that you lay in bed and you're silent for some time, or you get up and you're silent, or maybe you go on a walk and you start just looking around and noticing your thoughts, or just noticing what's around you. It could mean going to the gym without headphones. Like, there are different levels, there are different ways to create space. It could be taking a shower without music if you have been living your life always with noise, including showering with a speaker. There are different levels and there are different intensities and types of ways to get a certain thing, like the silence. Okay. So by trying things out and noticing the effect over time, you get to learn what things make you feel most alive. I love this. I love this so much. Another example kind of like that. Okay, whatever. I'll get into it soon. So by trying things out, again, it's not that you need to do this all the time or in an exact perfectionist way, because I know some of you, like, you want to be intentional, but then you don't want to commit because you think you have to do it perfectly. There is no perfect, okay? And but I do want you to start asking yourself and noticing what things make you feel. And if you want to write these down, I have some different prompts to get you thinking about different categories. So, like, what makes me feel the most alive, as we've been talking about? What makes me feel the most creative? Okay, I'll say them, then we'll dive into them. So, the most alive, the most creative, the most connected. Number 4, the most you, authentically you. And then number 5, there's some overlap, whatever, but what makes you feel like life, or gets you into that state where life is colorful and vibrant overall. So just encompassing all of that. So, like, the most alive, or like when I feel the most me and alive, would be running on the beach. I mean, there's so many different examples, and I've thought about this a lot over the years, here and there. So you get better at this. And if this is the first time you're hearing any of this, I don't expect you might not even have one answer, and that's okay. So for me, dancing, hosting, running on the beach, in and out of the water like a dog. Okay, what makes you feel the most creative? This is important because these aren't always an immediate effect. You might not realize immediately, but being off of my phone, having my phone bricked or completely turned off for more time, makes me be more creative. Same with taking myself on artist dates, a date with myself without my phone. Doing the morning pages, writing for 3 pages every morning. Again, that doesn't mean you have to do it every single morning, but try it for 3 days. And the Artist's Way book has so many things to fill your bucket of creativity. So if you want to dive more into that, let me know. Or I also have a lot of videos on the Artist's Way when I was going through it, if you go back to last year's stuff. Okay, what makes you feel the most connected? And I love this because I think of both at the same time now. For me, the first thing I said on my example is time in nature. That makes me feel connected to source, to honestly everything and everyone and myself. Also, coffee walk with friends, for example. So it could be connected to yourself, connected to others, connected to source, connected to God, connected to nature, whatever. But it all kind of feels the same. I just feel so connected. I don't know how to describe it. Okay, the most authentically you, for me, again, dancing and also meeting new people, I said on there. And then lastly, life being colorful and vibrant. For me, right now, some examples that come to mind: meditation, breath work, the intense breath work like Wim Hof, where you, I won't get into it right now. I have videos on that too. And then also doing hard things. So I've been doing these 3 things and a lot of other things, but when I'm doing this stuff, for sure, life feels more colorful and vibrant. By the way, breath work for me, I feel like acupuncture and yoga classes kind of hits that category. Remember, I kind of touched on different categories of stuff. Like, it doesn't need to be meditation. It could just be a walk or a shower without music. Same with breath work. Could mean a cold plunge. Could mean a sauna. Just something like physical and that gets you out of your head for me. So that's a start. Again, we're scratching the surface. Okay, this part I'm obsessed with. So think of it, here's another way to approach this kind of thing of, again, we're thinking about the healthy habits of a good experience in this world and a good mental experience and feeling super creative. Another way to notice what makes you feel good or not, I was thinking about that meme. Okay, so there's this meme and it says, you won't know I'm rich, but there will be signs. I wish I could, I don't know what the voice is, but I can just picture it. I didn't even look it up, but you won't know that I'm rich, but there will be signs. Imagine that like as the text over something, and then cut to a montage of yourself driving a red Ferrari with a Rolex watch, and then you on a yacht. And to me, this is so much funnier if you wouldn't even like those things. Even with all the money in the world, if you wouldn't get those, it's even funnier. Like, picture me on a yacht with a Rolex and driving a red Ferrari. Like, that's not something that I imagine myself wanting or having. But, so that's the exaggeration of, just to get you a mental picture of, you won't know I'm rich, but there will be signs. Like, I'm not going to tell you that I'm rich, but there will be signs. And then I wrote, so similarly, let's think about what makes you feel good and not so good. So you won't know I'm happy, but there will be signs. Or said another way, you won't know for sure that I'm on one, but there will be signs. So today and yesterday, I'm fucking on one. I'm on one. I feel so good and high vibe. And these are the signs. I am using my walking pad. Haven't used it in a month. Also, for context, if you made it this far, last month, to give you some perspective, I was feeling really bad. Also, beginning of this month, I was just feeling so low, so like anxious, depressed. I have an article on Substack about how I could put myself through a rehab. Not an actual rehab, but just all the things I did to get myself to feel better and good. And now here I am feeling amazing. There was some external factors and growth things impacting me feeling bad, whatever, but I want to just say I felt so bad, and I'll talk about the signs that I was feeling bad in a minute. But now that I'm feeling good again, I'm feeling like myself again, these are the signs. So you won't know that I'm on one, or I won't tell you I'm on one, even though I am now, but there will be signs. I'm using my walking pad. I don't feel like having coffee. My days feel ideal with multiple ideal life moments every day. So a coffee shop with friends where I know the coffee shop owners, breath work with my friend, workout with a trainer, like where I'm just obsessed. I'm just like, how is this real life? My mind is literally blown. Like everything is just so awesome. I love these people. Okay, sorry. And I love these things. I have to wrap this up. Okay, so I smiled. How do you know I'm on one? I smile to people in public more, like all of the workers, whatever, neighbors. I pick my head up. I want to post on Instagram, but my phone has been bricked for 24 hours and I have other priorities. There are other things I'm excited to do like this, and so I'm not posting a story on Instagram. I listen to songs with the best messages. This is something I can't do if I am... There are certain songs that I'm just like, fuck that. Like, I cannot hear that right now if I'm not on that vibe. So what are your signs? And if you want, make a meme, make a PowerPoint, make a little edits in Instagram and do a little montage of like what makes you feel super alive or on one or whatever. Okay, and then these are some of the things that were happening a month ago. And again, life is waves, whatever. But you won't know for sure that I'm going through it in a bad way, but there will be signs. I don't want to get out of bed, snoozing, or just like not looking forward to the day, not looking forward to getting up. Phone in my bed at night or in the morning, because usually it's outside of my room. Not bricking my phone for more than a day, because when I feel alive, I brick my phone and 24 hours goes by easy. When I'm not feeling good, I'm looking at Instagram and I'm scrolling. I literally cannot think of anything that I'm grateful for, cannot think of any highlight of my week. So that's a glimpse. What are your signs that you're not feeling good? And start noticing when you're in these states and when you're not. And then notice what kinds of things that you do when you are and are not in these states. Okay, I gotta go, but thanks for being here. Hit like if you found this helpful. Hit subscribe, and I'll talk to you so soon. I am a mindset coach. I do one-on-one coaching, and if you want to start noticing these things about yourself, and you could dive deep into any different aspect of this. And I love helping people do that and to just feel super alive, live their best life. And specifically, I'm focusing right now on helping people start the thing that they know that they want to do, but they haven't been doing yet. And a lot of times you're not starting that thing because you don't feel alive and confident and on one. Because when you're on one, when you feel unstoppable, you'll do anything. And I want to help people feel that way. And yeah, so find me on Instagram, again, How I Live My Life. And I'll put a link if you want to apply to coaching, and no pressure. Like, we can get on a call. The first call is free. See if we're even a good fit. See if it's something you would want now or in the future. And yeah, I think that's it. I gotta go.